Welcome back to another fantabulous episode of Two Drunk Guys in a Football Podcast. I am your host, Marcus the Hammer Mary.
And I am your other host, co-host, Skinny Domestic. We have a good episode today. We have last week's Week 14, most people's final regular season of fantasy football. We've got bad betting. We got a beer review today. We will have discuss the college football playoffs. With that being said, as these conference games had finished, talk about some regular season fantasy players, and then, of course, our upcoming scheduled games. No college this week. So there are
no college.
There's some college bowl games, but I don't think we're
gonna cover
them. Unless you want to. If you want to do like a pick 'em for college bowl games, I can pull them up and we can do it. But
nah, those bowl games suck.
We'll just do like top 25.
Half of them don't even matter.
Yeah, we'll just do
last week was the ones
we'll just
that
do
matter,
top
right?
25 matchups, and then like the actual playoffs once they happen too. So we'll cover those as they go. And yeah, there's none this week. So with that, Marcus, why don't you get us started with the news?
Jack shit that I've seen this week for news, really. It's been a busy week, so I haven't been paying too much attention, but I haven't heard anything super crazy. The biggest thing that I just saw not too long ago was Bill Belichick, the new head coach of North Carolina college football.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't see any terms for it yet. His dad was an assistant coach there, I guess, back in the 50s. So he's going back to, some roots, I guess, with it. Kind of shocked by it because a lot of people were expecting him to be a front runner for many of the NFL opening positions. So I guess maybe he's like, I did what I needed to do in the NFL, and one thing I guess to live with that is if you go and coach after Tom Brady left the Patriots, the whole thing was you're nothing without Brady. So why continue?
Well, he has nothing to gain beside anything short of winning a Super Bowl. He has nothing to gain.
Yeah.
He has everything to lose.
Yeah, because if he goes to a team that needs a coach like the Raiders, let's say, and they still continue to lose, they're going to be like, oh, you need a superstar quarterback like Brady, and so it's a smart decision to if he.
And he wouldn't go to someone like he's not going to be the head coach, and Caleb Williams and him of the Bears. Caleb Williams and him would not be a good duo. I don't think that Bill Belichick would get the most out of Caleb Williams, in my opinion.
Oh no, not at all.
So he would need a very specific quarterback. Like I thought that last year he'd be a good head coach like the Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers, a lot of, with the brand was the Cowboys with Mike McCarthy potentially being gone and fired, but it sounds like
I don't think that would have been good though either.
So they will be. It'll be interesting to see what North Carolina does. They've been a decent football team, I think, over the last couple of years.
They get a huge influx of recruits, though, because of that.
I would assume so. It was I saw this. Somebody tweeted. It was like Bill Belichick's recruiting is going to be like the most basic stuff. It's you go to a person's house and be like, so do you want to come to North Carolina or what? And then if they have to answer there yes or no, and if they say no, then he moves on. He's not going to put much time and effort into it. But he'll have to. It clearly all jokes, but he's going to definitely have to.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. I mean, he'll be like people going to Colorado because of Deion. Which I kind of feel like Deion might be an NFL head coach next year. I kind of just feel like there's a bigger possibility than they lead on.
I think he waits until his other son at least is done, which I think he's 2 years younger than Shadir.
So he could be, if he's a sophomore, then he could be in
Yeah.
the draft this year.
Well, he'll probably be next year, is my guess.
I
I
thought you
think.
just have to finish your sophomore year
Yeah, but I don't think he's good enough to get drafted unless
right
he.
now,
Yeah, I mean, who
unless his
knows?
dad drafts him
Yeah, I
even.
was gonna say who knows with how things are going. I mean, Bronny James got drafted, which he probably shouldn't have because of his daddy. So I mean, there's
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. Do you have any other news at all?
No, there
Okay.
wasn't a lot going on.
I mean, I have a lot of news. I guess it's whatever. Derek Carr is in concussion protocol. He did fracture his left hand, so he's expected to potentially miss time. I think Rattler is going to be the starter, or projected to be, and then they did go and sign Ben DiNucci as a backup, so they definitely are projected
Good
to
old
have.
Ben Janucci.
Dude, the Saints, man, cap hell. Your quarterback continues to get injured every year. Your number one wide receiver continues to get injured. Like,
I just once they made that trade or signed Derek Carr and signed him to all that money, I just didn't understand why you did that when you had Jameis Winston on the roster.
yep.
I mean, I know Jameis Winston is turnover city, but like I feel like you could rein in Jameis Winston a little bit.
Well, it's not just that too. It's his personality. I mean, the locker. He's a locker. Everybody loves him in the locker room, and he definitely brings a different vibe. It's like the Cleveland Browns losing games with uh with
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. I couldn't think of his last name. Deshaun Watson is like a torture chamber, but losing games with Jameis Winston is like you're at a fucking play place for kids. You know, like as a child, you're at a
Yeah.
play like it's all fun and games and everything. So if if Jameis Winston could be on the Eagles, I'd take him as a backup. He's just funny as hell, and people like him, and he's gonna be able to at least do something with the offense. I don't give a shit if he throws picks. Clearly, you're gonna lose some games with him at quarterback, but he's also gonna be better than what most of those other options are gonna be at quarterback. He's a serviceable
Hmm.
backup quarterback. Will come in and fantasy wise help people be fantasy relevant, but at the same time, he actually gives you a chance to win, unlike some of these backup quarterbacks that are going to put up 70 passing yards a game, not be able to do anything, continuous to lose you games. So,
Yeah.
Jonathan Brooks retore his ACL. Sorry, Panthers, and sorry, any long term owners and fantasy of Jonathan Brooks, but that did not pan out like people thought it would, which is depressing. Uh,
He didn't barely play either.
yeah, well. I guess now it's great that you signed Jubber Hubbard to that contract because now you got him for longer, and who knows when Jonathan Brooks will be back next year because he tore it in November last time. Now he tore it a whole month later, so we'll see what
Yeah.
happens there. Dallas Goddard's placed on IR, hopefully to be back by the playoffs. It's a knee thing again. I'm pretty sure the dude can't stay healthy. Eagles need to go and find a replacement backup, solid backup, just because I can't keep doing this. He's 4 good games, then he's out another 4. Can't keep doing that. Cowboys Zach Martin season-ending ankle surgery, so their team continues to be beat up and not healthy. Bengals Logan Wilson surgical cleanup on knee, so he's out for the season. Another big hit to the Bengals defense that's already struggling. Cowboys defense takes another hit. Demarivion overshown. Tore his ACL, MCL, and PCL versus the Bengals game. These Cowboys, man, just at this point, just tank the rest of the season and get a top 10 draft pick. You could tank and get a top 8 pick even if you really
Just
want to.
keep riding Rico Dowdle, baby.
Uh, this is awkward. I grabbed a Diet Coke instead of a beer. I grabbed beers, but I was
That's
like,
embarrassing.
I went to, well, because I think my mom put them in there, and they're all like mixed in now. So I just was kind of grabbing a can, but I have multiple beers. I went to go grab one, and uh, Browns waived Kadarius Toney. I think he's gonna be finally done in the NFL after he had 2 plays for the Browns last week. It was a punt, which he fair caught and then got a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on, and then the next punt he fumbled it. So CFL, UFL, I don't know, but I don't think he's going to be on another team in the NFL. All that talent gone to waste. Patriots waived KJ Osborne, and he got claimed by the Commanders because Noah Brown's going to be out for the season. It sounds like.
Dude, KJ Osborne's a dog.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked that the Vikings let him slide and everything because he was a good wide receiver 3 for you guys. Naylor's been good too for you, but
yeah, Naylor's been really good. We don't need a wide receiver 3. We just have Justin Jefferson and then skinny Batman, the real skinny Batman. What the hell? Jordan Addison, who's just been. No, I'm just kidding. He's not skinny Batman, but Jordan Addison's been killing it lately. So, and you got T.J. Hawkinson. You really don't need another target with Johnny. Yeah. They're like throwing it to Johnny Munns and like all that shit all the time too. Whoever the other guy is,
because he's open. He's open because everybody. Yeah, he's open.
Josh Oliver gets like 8 targets a game. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, because they're open because everybody else is getting covered.
It's Justin Jefferson's like triple covered every fucking game.
Exactly.
Dude.
Exactly. Aiden O'Connell did not have anything serious happen. It was just a bone bruise in his knee. They were worried that it was going to be a long-term, be done for the season, so they're optimistic about him playing. So he very well could still be the QB1 for the Raiders. Which, whatever, I guess.
Desmond Ridder time, baby.
Yeah. Anton Winfield sprained his knee. He's going to be out for a couple weeks, so the Bucs take a hit on their defensive end there. Solid guy for him. Eagles selling 8% of interest of the team at a valuation of $8.13 billion. Fucking insane. What? So that's
how much they think 8% of their business is?
No. The valuation of the team was at $8.13 billion, and they're selling 8%. So it's like, what is it, $600 million or something like that?
Not good, Skinny. They're losing all their money. Fucking gonna go broke. Franchise going broke.
You just got paid $600 million. What do you mean? The owner just got paid $600, or is going to be getting paid $600 million for 2.
The owner's losing 8% of his company, dude.
But he gets 100% control still.
Bullshit. Bullshit. What's the point of being the owner of it? I guess you get some of the profits, but
yeah,
still.
Oh well, do whatever. I mean, if I could afford to own a team, I would have done it, years ago, back in the 90s when NFL teams were worth less than $200 million. And
here's the thing, I wouldn't own the Philadelphia Eagles. I couldn't imagine being in that area.
Dude, think about it. He bought the Eagles for like $175 million or something like that. Less than 200. I know it was less than 200. And they are now valued at $8.13 billion, and he just sold 8% for triple what he even paid for back 30 years ago. So, a man's doing good financially. I wish.
I'm sure he is.
Matt Campbell signs a contract extension through 2032 with the Cyclones. So, Cyclone fans, that's big news. Solid news. Our quarterback Becht is also staying. Allegedly, he was getting some SEC teams trying to get him to come transfer over. So that'll be big next year. Yeah, hopefully next year we can be better. Get 11, 12 wins, make it into the college football playoffs. But
very sad loss. Very sad loss. That I predicted. I
think a lot of people predicted it to happen, but we got to stay true. UCLA fired Eric Bieniemy, but that was only because he planned on doing this anyway, and he's gonna try to be a head coach. His
You
plan
do good at UCLA?
is UCLA was not good this year.
He was an offensive coordinator, wasn't
Yeah.
he?
They went 5-7 overall in the Big Ten, so they finished bottom. They finished fifth from last. So new division, they at least beat 4 other Big Ten teams that have been in the Big Ten for years.
Mm.
But yeah, his whole plan was to come back anyway. So it's just nothing. People are like, "Oh, it's because they were so bad." It's like, no, the whole plan was him to come back to the NFL after a year. He was buddies with the coach and needed a job, so took it. And then last news I have here for like news besides scores, it's official. The NFL in 2025 regular season will be hosting a game in Berlin at the the Olympic Stadium or whatever there in Berlin. So that'll be crazy.
Oh, that is crazy.
How many people does it hold?
Enough.
Well, look. Berlin capacity. Just under 75,000 people.
Oh, nice.
What is...
I'm pretty sure the Vikings has like what? 32,000?
73.
Well, Vikings 73?
Yeah.
Bank? Really?
So it's comparable to what US Bank Stadium is.
20,000 less. It's a big amount of people.
No, it's 73 to 75.
Oh, I thought you said it was 53. My bad.
No.
I'm fucking out of it. Okay, so 73 to 70. Yeah, then it is
very, very comparable to some of these NFL stadiums. Scores, just have 4. Of course, our 2. Eagles 16, Panthers 22. Thank you, Xavier Legette, for dropping the pass. I knew it was going to be a closer game than they were projecting, and it felt like a trap game for the Eagles. We had won, 8 straight games. Bryce Young was actually playing very well with that offense. Adam Thielen came back and has been balling out. I clearly have faith in my team to win, but I expected it to be a battle, unlike other people. Just happy that Xavier Legette dropped the ball. That's all we needed. Bryce Young's playing well. He made some big plays, made a lot of big plays. It just seemed like every time that we got a pass rush or like a tip pass or something, Adam Thielen was literally right there. There was one where it was a 4th down that led to their touchdown. Eagles 22, Panthers 16. I don't know why I have that backwards. And that led to the touchdown, and it was like 4th and 2, 4th and 3 or whatever, maybe 4th and 5. I don't remember. And Bryce Young throws it. Our line tips it. It goes straight up, right back down, and to Adam Thielen. Of course, he's right there. Goes right to him. Not like it could go around the 5 defenders that the Eagles have in that vicinity. It goes right to Adam Thielen for a first down.
Thielen, dog.
Yeah, seemed like Bryce Young was making the plays he needed to do. So the Panthers.
He's a good player. He's a better player than he was at the beginning of the year.
Panthers are just messing up a little bit, trying to be competitive now. Keep losing games and go get a better draft pick, but too late to be competitive.
They haven't really won any, so they're fine.
Yeah, until they do, which could happen. Vikings 42, Falcons 21. You Vikings took off in the second half, really?
The fourth quarter. 8 minutes in the fourth quarter. Yeah, the Viking. Here's the thing. Kirk Cousins is done. He's trash. He's garbage. I knew that we were going to win this game because you tried to say it was a revenge game for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
What is he getting revenge from? Robbing the Minnesota Vikings? They tried to give him a contract, Skinny. And you know what he did? He went out there and sucked really bad. I don't even think he threw a touchdown.
No, he's thrown 0 touchdowns and 8
And
interceptions.
nine. I think it's
Nine
nine.
now in what, the last 4
Nine.
games or some shit, and they've all lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Kirk Cousins is donezo.
just
Donezo.
terrible.
And
Maybe.
and here's the thing, Bijan Robinson, chef's kiss, had another great game.
This is
Since
gonna.
I traded for him, he's been money.
Oh yeah. I wonder. I totally said that. I also know that this is gonna be the week that Kyle Pitts is fucking thrown in the game plan. Of course, the week that
Yeah, they don't use him.
I think he's got like 6 total targets the last 2 games, which is.
Oh, the week that you play him? Yeah, I'm keeping him in just to keep him in.
I have him
One
in some
point,
other
it
leagues.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I have him in some other leagues, but yeah, they don't use him like at all. It's weird. Is Kyle Pitts really just bad, and we all hoped that he would be good, or
He might be bad. I don't know. The
Look at
Falcons are a dumpster fire franchise that can't get anything right.
but look at
I
Jonnu
mean,
Smith in Miami. He's been
dude,
good.
Jonnu Smith is killing it, man.
Yeah.
He's killing it. I'm pretty sure he's almost 1,000-yard freaking tight end at this point. Jonnu Smith is dangerous.
Jonnu
dude.
Smith, I think, is a top 10 tight end, right? Or top 10, top 5 in fantasy.
Granted, he was gonna have a bad week till overtime.
Yeah, 692. Yeah, but still, he came up in the clutch for him when they needed him the most. He showed up in 3 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown. That's
What you'll take.
That's 13 fantasy points that I got in that you'd get in recent time. But yeah, he's got almost 700 yards, so he'll go over if he keeps it
He
up.
might go over 1,000.
And, like,
it's just, statistically it's his best season by far. And I remember the Titans year, his last year, once he had 8 touchdowns, they overhyped him. He had less than 500 yards receiving.
Yeah, but then you look at it like week 1, 7 yards. Week 3, 18 yards. Week 4, 0. And then ever since then, he's had 3+ targets every game, which some of them he's had 10, 9, 7. So he's definitely solidified himself into a role for that
Role
offense.
there. He might get a contract, a decent contract to stay there for a couple years maybe.
Yeah, he's only 29. When I think of Jonnu Smith, I think he's like fucking 35. Like, I just feel like he's older, but he's not even 30 yet.
Doesn't he kind of remind you of kind of like Delaney Walker?
Mm-hmm.
Only Delaney Walker stayed in the Titans forever, but that's kind of like hilarious.
Well, if anything we're learning is Jonnu Smith is a Philly guy. He's from Pennsylvania, so Philly's been bringing back a lot of those Penn State, Philly area dudes. Maybe we get a reconnecting with Jonnu Smith next year.
Yeah, that's what you guys need is Jonnu Smith.
But yeah, maybe it's Kyle Pitts. I'm starting to think maybe it is Kyle Pitts.
It was an interesting game. Finally, JJ got a touchdown, 2 touchdowns. He broke out Addison 3 touchdown performance. Addison, God, he's good, man. He really is so talented. The thing about Addison is it's like I almost believe that if Addison was the number 1 on a lot of teams, is his ceiling is he like a Terry McLaurin type player? Like, you know what I mean? Is he that talented where he could be a number 1 on a lot of these teams? Not as good as Justin Jefferson, but is he like in the caliber of like he's like a Drake London, like someone in that caliber?
I almost would maybe put him ahead of him. Honestly, I just feel like when JJ was out last year, even as a rookie, he was balling out, and then this year with JJ, he's still putting up fantastic numbers.
He didn't play a lot of the first 5 weeks. He didn't do anything. I wonder what his numbers are now.
I think, imagine if, he was, if he was on the Chargers.
I mean, he has 700 yards receiving, and he did not play. So from September 8th, he didn't play the 29th, so he missed 2 games. He started out 35 yards, 72 yards, 36, 66, 22, 42, 25, and then he went 61, 162, 54, and then 133. Like Jordan Addison might have, he might be able to win you a fantasy championship if he continues down this. I mean, they have a lot of competitive games to play. The Bears, that might be a kind of close game, but you got the Seahawks and the Packers and the freaking Lions to end the season. Like,
Yeah, and you have to think about matchups. Justin Jefferson's
yeah,
going to see the number one
and
guy
he's
most of the
taking
time.
that.
Yeah. So Jordan Addison is going to be very open to that. Yeah. Uh, Whoever didn't pick Jordan Addison in 2023, you made a mistake.
He's good.
Next game, the Jags defeat the Titans 10-6. The Titans led the whole fucking game, and then Mac Jones comes down and finishes them off. Dude, that game was uneventful, but like, man, it 10-6. Come on, let's do better. That the over under for that game was like 40, like 39 or 40, just something ridiculously low that you like never see in the NFL anymore because of how high scoring offenses are. It's like the bare minimum. Each team score 20 points. Can they get to 20 points? Clearly not, because it was not good.
Not so good.
And then we had the Rams 44, Bills 42. That game, Josh Allen solidified him as QB1 in fantasy in terms of the best scoring, best performance for fantasy ever. 6
Probably
total
the
touchdowns.
MVP this year. Josh Allen probably will win the MVP this year.
It's funny because that game you lose, but you probably solidify your MVP. Maybe not solidify yet, but like make your case stronger. I would say it's pretty close.
Unless Joe Burrow comes back and makes the playoffs.
Yeah, I would say
done did stamp it.
I would.
He is by far the best quarterback in the NFL. Patty Mahomes has kind of been overrated the last 2 years, and the way he's been playing, he hasn't really done a whole lot. Josh Allen has good numbers. I know he has good numbers.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the only way that Josh Allen doesn't win is if Saquon keeps on pace and somehow passes Eric Dickerson's all-time game records. I know everybody says extra game, but OJ did it with less games and people have passed him and nobody said anything. If Saquon passes that, there's a potential there I could see. And then, like you said, Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow somehow gets the Bengals, even if they don't make the playoffs and are just a winning record team, because there's a lot of teams in the AFC that have winning records and they're like right there or could be close. I feel like Joe Burrow with a winning record Bengals team could take it just because of his statistically he's leading the league in all those categories. But yeah, right now it's Josh Allen's is to lose, and it's not very close right now. But depending on how these next couple of weeks go, it's his to lose, and I only think two people could really take it from him. And then they lost because, well, they lost. They could have had a better fighting chance if they wouldn't have run the QB sneak, because you're trying to get Josh Allen more points, and 2, save your timeout. Like, you have 3 timeouts. If you don't score and have to kick the field goal, you have 3 timeouts. Just get a stop, and then you have more. You have time left on. You don't have to kick an onside kick. And yeah, terrible clock management. Coach risking that and fucking those things up. So we'll see. The Bills.
They cared about getting him 3 rushing touchdowns because that is crazy for a quarterback. R.I.P. James Cook. They obviously hated him.
Yeah. Which this week they'll make sure that James Cook is involved. It's shit how it probably will go. College, we had the conference championships. Number 15 ASU defeats number 16 Iowa State 45-19. I was helping people move during that time, and early in the game it was like 17-10. Iowa State throws the ball. The clear as day pass interference on like the 2 or 3 yard line doesn't get called. As soon as that wasn't called, I was like, well, this is the end of the game, because when that shit happens at Iowa State, it's like they lose like every fucking thing, like everything. And then our run defense was giving up like 200 yards a game, just under, and they let ASU's running back go off for like 208 yards. So wasn't thought it would at least be closer, but once that pass interference call didn't get called, I just saw everything just going downhill. As soon as that happened, I was like, well, we're done for. So ASU wins the Big 12. Number 1 Oregon defeats Penn State 45-37. That was a very good game. Oregon went undefeated in the regular season, so we'll see if they can go undefeated and win the championship. Dylan Gabriel's been balling out. They've been running the ball really well. Their defense has been better than a normal Pac-12 defense. They come to the Big Ten and all of a sudden they're playing Big Ten defense, but they still give up 37 points. But another good game. Another team that was in the in a new conference and wins it the first year. ASU, new to the Big 12, wins it. Oregon, new to the Big 10, wins it. Number 5 Georgia defeats number 2 Texas 22-19. That was shocking because Carson Beck got hurt and you had a backup quarterback.
Doesn't matter, baby.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. We need to get the standings from DJ. You need to text him that.
Oh yeah, huh?
Text him right now. That way we know. Because I've been wondering what my team's been doing.
Yeah, let's see where we're at.
Did he send us one recently?
No, I feel like it's been a while. Let me. November 12th is the last time we got anything.
So it's been over a month now. Yeah, you'll have to message him back. What are the standings?
I was second, but I was behind by 11 points. Number 17 Clemson upsets number 8 SMU 34-31 with a last-second field goal. Man, that was.
Did I take Clemson or did I take SMU?
I don't have it saved anymore. You went 3-3. I think you took SMU. I want to say
really?
You took SMU.
I took what's called, not Iowa State. So
you took ASU, you took Georgia, and you took SMU. I'm pretty sure. Or no, you took Boise State.
Did Boise State win?
Yeah. So you went. I mistyped. You went 3-2.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm a big college football guy.
Yeah. Number 17 Clemson upsets SMU. That was a good game. Last second field goal. Clemson solidified their spot in getting the college football playoffs. And then number 10 Boise State defeats number 20 UNLV 21-7. It's the Mountain West Conference. I don't care. Move on. Bad betting. It has been bad. We're currently 29-23 overall, so we're still up in that sense. Last week we went 1-3. If you're betting the parlay, you'd still be up about 280, 310 on the year, depending on how you do it. So this week,
it's so bad. Why are you listening to us?
Yeah,
that's how bad.
This week we're bouncing back though. Bengals -4.5 against the Titans. Commanders -7.5 against the Saints. We're going to take Cowboys money line versus the Panthers because the Panthers are actually favored, which is crazy. It's the first time in 2 years that they've been favored to win a game. That's a long fucking time.
They're not going to win it though.
And then the Falcons -3.5 versus the Raiders. If you want to take a $10 parlay on that, it's going to pay about $138. Again, odds are subject to change, and it might be a little bit different based off of what app you're going to bet that on. Moving on, Marcus, we are going to do our beer review.
Should we wait before we do our beer review? Should we talk about the upcoming, or do you want to wait on that?
I mean, we could wait.
Let's just take 1 second and talk about what's happening, a historic moment in fantasy football history.
Which I've wanted because it annoys me that it hasn't happened, and it was quite shocking that it hadn't happened.
It almost didn't happen.
Yeah, it was very close because actually all you needed to do was lose, and it wouldn't have happened.
So basically, I made it into the playoffs in both of our ESPN leagues. Dynasty leagues, I did not make it into the playoffs, unfortunately. That's okay. I'm taken for Tua. But as I was saying, my friends, I ended up making it. I am the 6th seed in Skinny's league. I am the 1st seed in my league. And me and Skinny have never played each other in the fantasy playoffs, and we were projected to be on different sides of the bracket, and I thought we were going to end up being on different sides of the bracket. Well, such is life, that did not happen. Me and Skinny are playing each other first round in the fantasy playoffs, and let me tell you, I did beat him. He got into my league too, by the way.
Yeah, I scratched it.
So I am 1-7 now against Skinny in fantasy football this year. This is a big game. This might be bigger
than the actual championship. It really is. I mean,
it kind of is.
Because the whole point is you don't want to see me ever win a championship, which I clearly don't want to see that, but I'm happy for you. I'm glad. I'm happy that you won. I'm happy that you had the belt.
Here's the thing. We play. So here's if I win, me or Brooke are gonna make it to the fantasy championship. One of us is gonna make it. If me or Skinny win, or Skinny wins and Brooke, it's gonna be between it. Here's the thing. Brooke's team is one of those teams where it just finds a way to win. She has the best defense in all of fantasy football. We're talking about a top 10. We're talking about the Steelers defense. Like, she gets takeaways somehow. It just people don't score a lot of points against her. Like, she's making it happen with Russell Wilson. She's lip-dicking herself into fantasy playoffs and stuff like that. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, right now you're projected to beat me, but I'm not going to set my lineup until Sunday like I normally do.
He never does. I think if you said it right now, we'd be tied.
Yeah, probably. I just don't do it until I don't have anybody playing on Thursdays, so I don't worry about it until like Sunday morning. Because
we'd be tied. Here's the thing: it's going to be a weird week. You're going to be done on Sunday, so we will know what you have on Sunday.
Yeah,
You're gonna have
the only way that I'm gonna beat, like for sure, have to beat you is I'm gonna have to be up at least 75 plus points going into Monday night to like realistically, comfortably, kind of not have to worry about beating you. But if it's anything closer than that, I'm gonna be sweating my tits all Monday night.
I have
because you have Bijan, you have you have Bijan, Justin Jefferson, who the fuck are the other two? Kyle Pitts and
I think Kyle Pitts, which God, that's gonna suck to have Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, so Bijan, Justin Jefferson, Kyle Pitts, and the Vikings defense. So right now they're projected 39, 48, 50, 49, 56. They're projected 56 points. But
and here's the thing too. I did pick up Aaron Rodgers because he plays the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I need a quarterback. Justin Herbert might not play, and I really do not want to play Russell Wilson against Philly. That just doesn't seem like that's going to be a high-scoring game. That feels like it's going to be a run-it-down-your-throat type game.
Yeah.
George Pickens is good too, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Devon Achane's been doing well. Rico Dowdle's been doing well. Like, he's been going – the last two games he's gone over his projected points. Really, I think for you, your team for sure, it comes down to does Kyle Pitts show up and does J-Mo get heavily involved?
Yeah, that's really what my team's been all year. I mean, I have to have a quarterback that makes plays.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert has fucked me the last 2 weeks.
But like Achane, Bijan, Justin Jefferson, even Shakir.
Shakir has been money, man. Like, he's been so good. I might keep Shakir, to be completely honest with you.
Those guys have been solid for you pretty much every week. It really comes down to for you, your quarterback clearly whoever you play, and then Kyle Pitts. Does Kyle Pitts score 1 point, or can he at least get you 10? And then Jameson Williams, is he going to have a 4-point game, or is he going to have a 25-point game? While me, on the other hand, I have to hope that, one, the Giants can do anything against Baltimore, and then everybody else has been pretty much solid once I adjust my lineup and stuff. But, I mean, when I have Tyron Tracy and Malik Neighbors, who should be their number 1 and 2 only offensive players. With
the nice thing about your league having a first-round bye in my league, being the first overall team scoring the most points, by far, by over 110 points in that league, to say a couple things, is I don't have to worry about scalping myself in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that's a hard part of being in multiple leagues. It's like you're cheering for some people and they're like, well, how can I what's the amount of points that they can score where they don't kill me? I don't lose in this league, but I also win in this league. I hate playing that game sometimes.
I'm doing that in your league. I'm projected to win, but Alonzo has Josh Allen, and I want to say, did I say Joe Mixon, I think? And I have Josh Allen and Joe Mixon. So, like, I need, like, good games, but not, like, phenomenal games. But then I have the first round bye in both our dynasties, which is crazy.
I think this year for my league, I might get rings like you, and backtrack. I'll give myself the 2021 ring, get my cousin the 2022 ring, and then get a ring for the 2023. I'm thinking about it, or maybe I'm thinking about doing something just to have.
You mean 2024? This would be the 2024.
No, 2023 season. Mine's the 2022 season. In last year's 2023 season, this is 2024.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
For
this year. Yeah, for this year.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even know what year it is.
Well, the Dynasty League, we were going to do something, but we still have yet to figure that out.
Maybe we can do like a.
It has to be something with the Two Drunk Guys logo on it. Clearly, like it's got to be something with that.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe we should do like a. Let's build a trophy.
Do like a trophy or like a plaque that we can get like the winner's name sketched in or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. If you're listening, give us ideas for the Two Drunk Guys Fantasy League, Dynasty League, what we should do. Like, I have a traveling belt for my league that I do a ring. Marcus, I guess, is going to take the ring idea and do that with his league.
Yeah.
And then, let's do something different. Something different, but still, like, reasonable, because, we're poor boys when it comes to life.
Doing it. Yeah.
Well, Marcus isn't really poor, but,
Marcus got that money, baby girl. But that's all I want to say.
It's basically next week you're going to know. It's a big week because Marcus, this is a historic week. Marcus and I have never played in 7 years, and both of us have made the playoffs every time. We have never played each other. So it'll be interesting.
And the thing is, I've never missed a playoff in his league. I've made it every single year. He's made it every single year. We've been by far the most dominant. Skinny's by far the most winningest team, but he's the Minnesota Vikings. He can't win a championship. I limp dick myself into the championship 3 times, lost 2, won 1.
I've been in the championship 3 times, lost it. I've gotten 3rd place 3 times. Like, I've been top 3 every fucking year, and I just can't get over that goddamn hump, and it annoys the fuck out of me.
This might be your year, though. You never know.
Yeah, I said that last year, and then I lost by 1 fucking point. Fucking bullshit.
If you beat me, you probably have a 55% chance to make it to the fantasy championship. It's hard with Brooks' team because you never know. And you've kind of struggled against Brooks' teams the last couple of years. I've just dominated her fucking team.
Yeah, see, that's real convenient that the husband's dominating the wife in fantasy football. Real convenient. I wonder what's going on over there in that household.
It's my right fist policy.
But Yeah, while vice versa, my wife has beaten me probably more than I've beaten her.
You don't do well against women in fantasy football, Skinny. You just can
I
beat my
don't.
ass.
I don't. Three of my losses were twice to your wife, once to Kate. I beat my wife this year. In fantasy, I'm gonna we're gonna finish that. We're gonna finish that quote. I beat my because we played like week 1 or something. But yeah, I 3 of my losses are to women, and
If I have to play Brooke though next week, do you realize how toxic this house is going to be for a week?
Dude.
Brooke's just going to come to me and she's going to be like, "I'm beat your fucking ass. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you, Marcus." If we get there, we might have to just throw her on the podcast just for like 10 minutes just to talk about how she's going to beat me.
Yeah, that'll be good. But yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. Good luck. I wish you the best.
Good luck.
You're gonna beat me in the first.
I wish you the best. You're probably gonna.
Dude,
beat me
it's
too,
hard to beat somebody, let alone twice in a season, but 3 times in the same fucking season.
You beat me 7 fucking times.
Yeah, but that's throughout 4 leagues. I beat you 2 times in this league, and that's hard to do.
The only thing I have going for me is I have nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Yeah, see, you already have the championship.
Because if you beat me again, I do have a championship. But if you beat me again, it's like, oh, well, he just beat me again. But if I beat you in the championship round, Skinny, or
in the first round,
the playoffs, the first round of the playoffs, you know what it says? It says those 7 wins, shove them up your fucking ass.
I know, that's the problem.
Because it doesn't matter. So that's how I'm like, if he beats me, well, he just beat me. Like his team obviously has dominated me through there. But if I beat you, oh buddy,
that's the problem. Buddy. I'm literally gonna be the Green Bay Packers, the Buffalo Bills. I'll dominate the fuck out of the regular.
I'd rather have my matchup done on Sunday than Monday. Because I always feel like, once you get into Monday, I'm like, I don't really like playing.
I'm just glad I don't have anybody played on Thursday. Like, the last couple of weeks that I've had somebody play on Thursday, I just sit there and I'm like, man, I am really... Like, I just don't like it. I don't have the confidence for it. Like,
mine is Monday night games. Monday night games because it's like it's the dying hope of fantasy football. You're just like, dude, please... Justin Jefferson, get me 98 points, and I'll win this week, and I'll love you forever.
Yeah.
I'll draft you every year I can, and I'll keep you. Like, it's like one of those things where it's just like you have such a tiny sliver.
Or it's like, I'm only down 13 points. Oh, that's reasonable. And then the guy gets fucking 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we better move on.
The
beer review. Marcus, what beer are we reviewing?
I believe it's the sponsor of the Minnesota Vikings. I went to the Minnesota Vikings game a couple weekends ago. Did not have Busch Lattes, which obviously everyone on here knows. I'm a big Busch Latte guy. What they did have is some Miller Lite.
Oh, you got the tall can? I got the bottles.
I got the tall can because...
You went to a gas station.
I went to a gas... Well, I'm so sick of having so many fucking cases of beer. I'm like, for $4, I can just buy a domestic fucking beer, drink it, and be done with it.
Yeah, true.
So Miller Lite is like the most boring beer I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's my brother's absolute favorite. Never understood it. Yeah, he loves Miller Lite. Never understood it, but... Honestly, this is a beer that I'd rather drink out of a bottle than a can. Like,
really?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't think I've ever had a Miller Lite out of a bottle.
Prefer to 100% get it out of a bottle. I paid, so for the price, you paid $4 for a tall boy. I paid, I guess most of these we've been getting like 6-packs, so I paid, we went to a gas station, so it was like $1 more, so I paid $9.99 or whatever, $9. So
not too bad.
So in a grocery store, it's like $8.99. So it's pretty comparable. The Busch Light and everything. So I'd probably give it a 4 for price in terms of it's on the cheaper side.
Yeah, I'd give it a 4 too.
And then the appearance,
I gotta give it a 2. I feel like Miller Lite's an ugly can.
Yeah,
man, it's kind of just like
it's all white.
it. It's all white. The light looks like shit. The Miller, like, here's the thing: Miller isn't like light is the thing. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah,
pops out of
yeah.
the logo. It's not Miller, so I just don't like the design.
If you were to see this and you've never heard of this beer, let's say you're a foreigner and you see light, you're like, "Wow, can I get a light, please?" And somebody's gonna look at you and be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
It's a Miller light,
Yeah,
but not a fan. Not a fan of the can. Never have been a fan of the can.
the gold, depending on the gold, it's sort of a little reflective,
Gold is timeless.
but
Gold is timeless.
still hard to read. Like even with
Yeah,
the shine. I would agree. I'll give it a 2.5 at least. It's pretty
give it a two.
two. Yeah, I'll go 2. It's pretty. It's a little bit below average.
I would agree. Not a lot of care in that. Doesn't mean that it matters
The
that
gold
much,
the
but
gold is what's saving it. Now the aroma and taste.
Roma's got to be two. Miller does not smell good.
I might have COVID. I don't even smell it. just start. Just accidentally snort too much of it and get in my. I can't smell anything. I'm have to give it a 1. Like there's no, maybe.
It's a two.
Yeah, I can't smell shit. Okay, I'll give it a benefit of the doubt. I'll go 2 because maybe I just can't smell.
Yeah.
Maybe my nose.
Sorry, Jordan Miller's not doing too good, big guy.
Yeah, I'll give it I'll give it the benefit of the doubt because I'm feeling like my nose is plugged up a little bit or something. Because there's literally nothing there. It has no
Tastes
taste.
like a Miller.
Has no taste. Like this is like they say Busch Light's water. This is water.
Thing about Miller is, so I drank this in Minnesota once I was at the Vikings game. It wasn't sitting out for how long we've been here. It was pretty cold beer. It's okay. Tasted pretty decent. They don't have Busch lattes in Minnesota because it's in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Nothing good comes from that. But it was. I mean, it's okay. I would say I would give it a 2.5 because it's not the worst beer I've ever had. I'll drink it, but it's not like it just.
So when I go to taste, I want it to have a taste. This doesn't even have a maybe I do have COVID because fuck, there's no taste either.
You might have COVID. It has a taste. It has a.
No, I don't have COVID because I can smell my PBR.
Does it smell like piss?
And fuck you. And I can taste, no, that's fucking Bud Light. Piss off. And I can taste my PBR. So yeah, this is, maybe it's because I was drinking PBR. I don't know, but. So you're giving it like an average 2.5?
Yeah, I think it's average taste wise. It's not terrible.
It
has
but
that
the thing
whatever,
is,
whatever Pilsner is.
So 1 is ass tasting. So I'll give it a 2 because it doesn't taste like ass. It just because 2.5, maybe a 2.5, I guess, because it's just it tastes. There's no taste.
It's average. It's just average. What do we get Busch Light?
I don't have all that saved. I just have their average rating. Busch Light's average rating was 3 out of 5.
It's above average beer.
So let me do our. So what's the vibe for Miller Lite?
Once you're in Minnesota at a Vikings game? I don't know. Miller Lite is. I don't know what the vibe for Miller Lite is because when do you drink a fucking Miller Lite? Like, who have you seen just walking around with a fucking Miller Lite beside your brother?
That's true. That is fucking true. Jordan's like, I'll drink a Miller Lite anytime at any place. The bar, the fucking, you want to buy a 24 pack? I'll drink it. Like, he'll buy it because it's his favorite beer. He'll drink it anytime. But yeah, realistically, I don't think I've ever seen other people just drinking a Miller Lite to just drink a
No, I
Miller Lite.
never seen. I don't think that's something that's done in Iowa very often. Like I don't know if
So
that's
the
like a Minnesota
so
thing
the
or.
so the well, Miller's brewed in Wisconsin.
Oh,
So being neighboring states, I imagine it's probably just the whole, you're a neighboring state, I can sell it to you easier type shit.
yeah, and that could be. It's just
Because when we went to Milwaukee, you were so pissed that they didn't have any Anheuser-Busch. It was all Miller products, which I was upset too.
oh,
But
I forgot.
but
I forgot.
I also could live off of like IPAs and shit like that. Unlike you don't like that shit. So
Yeah, I. It just wouldn't. It's like it's that beer that if it's there, it's like okay, but it's not something that I would ever want to get necessarily. Like if I had to get it, I'd get it, but it's not like my third choice, not my second choice, not my first
the
choice.
vibe
Not
is
my
if it's free and if it's free
green cold.
and cold, I'll probably drink it. It's not something that I'm going to the bar. I'm not going to the gas station or grocery store and I'm
No.
gonna buy me Miller Lite. I really want that. If Jordan offers me a Miller Lite, I'll take a Miller Lite because it's free and I didn't have to pay for it. But
Yeah.
other than that, I'm not touching it. So now I have 5 other ones to drink. So with that, the average comes out to 2.63 out of 5. So it is ranked higher than the Hulk Hogan beer. It is ranked higher than Sam Adams, Boston Lager. It's ranked it higher than Pacifico. Ranked it higher than Younglings, and ranked it higher than Dos Equis.
Really?
So it's number 5 currently on our list, and we've ranked.
So off season video, we need to start blind taste testing beer. That's a video idea.
We've ranked 10 beers so far, and Miller Lite's ranked 5.
So it's the middle of the pack. Well, that's what I said. It's just average.
Yeah.
So what's number 1 right now? Blue Moon still?
Right now is Blue Moon. Then it goes to PBR.
You fucking fuck that average.
Then it goes to
Bad.
Guinness. Then it goes to Busch Light. Then it goes to Miller Lite.
PBR number 2. I should have fucking tanked everything for PBR. So we actually got the right fucking
So
thing.
then after PBR, it goes Pacifico. And then Younglings and Hulk Hogan are tied. And then it goes to Sam Adams, Boston Lager. And then lastly, Dos Equis.
Yeah. It's
Makes sense. All right, moving on. Real quick before we get into like our fantasy stuff, there was a video I watched, and I watch a lot of videos because that's what I pretty much do when I'm working. They were talking about Luke Kuechly, Bobby Wagner, and Levante David in their careers. I want you to rank those 3 players, like overall. 1 to 3.
I don't think it's even close. Luke Kuechly by far is the last great linebacker. Luke Kuechly, I will put Luke Kuechly in the Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis category of great. Luke Kuechly could do everything. He could cover, he could tackle, he could make turnovers. He was by far just the best tight end probably of the 2010s. Bobby Wagner's got to be second. He was part of the Legion of Boom. He just a solid cornerstone linebacker who went in, made plays. I think he made a fumble. He got a fumble recovery this weekend or something, didn't he? I thought I just saw something about Bobby Wagner doing something, a pick or a fumble or something Sunday. I could be crazy, but I saw something with him making some sort of turnover. That's got to be Levante David. he was a good player, but I don't know. I don't think that he was in the same category as Luke Kuechly, and I think that I prefer Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner played on some really good defenses. That Bucks defense around Tom Brady time was good, but it wasn't Legion of Boom esque.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting just conversation to have because uh, a lot of people like comments and even in the video were really disrespecting Luke Kuechly. Like they were ranking him third, which was crazy to me. They were picking longevity over what he
No,
did, and I'm like,
no. Luke Kuechly was dominant, dude. Like his numbers, he had like fucking like seven. Like, oh my god, I gotta look
I
up
have
Luke.
I have the numbers pulled up right now. Right now, just one second.
Okay. Luke Kuechly was so good. So he should be a Hall of Famer. Good. Like I'm talking about like people
Yeah.
talk about how good Andrew Luck was. Luke Kuechly is at that position
So
better.
so clearly this is definitely a big difference because he's played 80 less games than them roughly. Levante David's played 194. Bobby Wagner's played 198. Luke Kuechly played 118. Uh, Luke Kuechly leads both of them in interceptions at 18, and he's been out of the league for how long? Then what's kind of shocking here is in 4 less games, Levante David leads Bobby Wagner in stats. He's had interception, touchdowns, whatever, that doesn't matter. But he's got 37 and a half sacks compared to Bobby Wagner's 35. Luke Kuechly only had 12 and a half. Solo tackles, Levante David's at 1,092. Bobby Wagner's at 1,056. Luke Kuechly had almost 700 at 690. And then forced
In
fumbles.
80 less games.
Like, this is where the things... Like, this is where what is crazy to me, at least over the Bobby Wagner stat, is Levante David has 31 forced fumbles, and Bobby Wagner has 7. While and Luke Kuechly has 7. So like Levante David is a fucking ball hawk in terms of tackles and causing the fumbles. Like 31 is fucking insane to me. Especially when you think of how dominant guys like Bobby Wagner have been their whole career. And then fumble recoveries, he's had 19. Bobby Wagner's had 12. Luke Kuechly had 9. Then you get into like the whole schematics of defensive player of the years, all pros, those type of things. Luke Kuechly was a Pro Bowler every year he was in the league.
Every single year, yeah.
Seven seasons, all pro, defensive player of the year.
Defensive rookie of the year, probably.
Defensive. Yeah. No, he was just AP defensive player of the year. Maybe it doesn't show up for that on this at least. I think he was the rookie of the year because I think he went rookie then defensive player back to back. And then so he did it 7 straight years. I would take it's like the MJ to Jordan thing, or the MJ to LeBron thing. MJ did it in this many seasons and won 6 championships and was dominant, while it took LeBron this amount of time to get to where he was.
There's a play that I can't remember who the tight end was, but Luke Kuechly. It might have been Jason Witten, but Luke Kuechly was covering him underneath, and Jeremy Chin came in and fucking smacked the tight end, and Luke Kuechly picked it, and that was a decent ball that was thrown. I thought Luke Kuechly was so dominant. That Panthers team that went to the Super Bowl, Luke Kuechly was that defense. He might be, if he stayed in right now, we'd be talking about him as possibly the greatest linebacker of all time.
Yeah, I'm same with you. I'm gonna go. I was the whole time like thinking of the video, looking at this stuff. It goes Luke Kuechly, Bobby Wagner, Levante David. Like no disrespect to any of them, but yeah, Luke Kuechly was just dominant. There was nobody else like him. I remember when he retired, it was like, what's next? Like,
and it was out of nowhere.
Yeah. and like you said, Bobby Wagner was part of the Legion of Boom, one of the greatest defenses of all time, and he was a core of it. He was the facilitator, and even now he's still been playing pretty decent for how old he is. And then Levante David, I feel like, just goes underappreciated because he played with bad teams for so long. The Bucks just didn't get a lot of hype until the last 4 years.
Well, they had someone. They had another linebacker, the one that went to you guys. What was his name? Who played at a high level too?
Yeah, for 1 year or so.
Well,
He's younger. Why can't I?
27 years old. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Devin White. There we go, Devin White.
Devin White. Yeah.
Yeah, but Devin White only had one
Solid year.
Yeah, like for the most part, I guess he had 3 good seasons, but like one like Pro Bowl season. Everything else was kind of okay, I guess. 140 tackles, 128 tackles, 124 tackles. Was a Pro Bowler once. So yeah, the last couple of years, I guess Devin White probably got overshined Levante a little bit just with some of that. But yeah, Levante David's had a pretty good career. I mean, he's got a Super Bowl. He definitely doesn't have the all pros like Luke Kuechly and Bobby Wagner do. But yeah, when I was watching that video, they were like, I would go Bobby Wagner, Levante David, Luke Kuechly. Like, I just don't think people realize how dominant Luke Kuechly really was. And when you're looking at
that was kind of around our generation though. That was like we saw Ray Lewis, but we watched all of Luke Kuechly's career.
To be a Pro Bowler for 7 straight years is whatever. Pro Bowl, kind of went out the window. To be an All-Pro player 7 straight years is insane, and that's with him dealing with his injuries that he had. He left because he was always getting concussed and injured. He had concussions. He had those things. And was a Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and was still all pro with everything that he was going through. Luke Kuechly was dominant, and people forget that. But no, I just thought that was I watched that video, and I was like, dang, that's actually kind of, I'm interested to see what you would even say with that. But, all right, moving on. Last couple things here. Just quick. Regular season fantasy standouts, disappointments, not like MVPs or anything like that. We'll cover that, at the end of the season.
At a later date, yeah.
But for time, let's just do 1 or 2 of each, and then I don't know how many you did, but
I just did 3.
So standout for me, I'll just do my 2 standouts, and then you do your 2 standouts, and then we'll do my 2 disappointments and your 2 disappointments. So my 2 standouts, my first one is Chuba Hubbard. He was projected coming into the season as RB 39. A lot of people didn't expect a whole lot. We didn't know what Miles Sanders was going to do. Jonathan Brooks was supposed to come back.
It was disappointing last 3 years.
Yeah, and everything's just been disappointing. He's currently RB 12 ending the regular season. Has 1,000 rushed for over 1,000 yards. 1,011, 8 touchdowns, averaging 4.7 yards per carry. He's been a highlight of that Panthers offense. You'd expect a team that has to pass the ball a lot more because they're constantly behind and everything. Your run game's not going to be solidified, but when Chuba Hubbard's touched the ball, he's made something out of it. And, climbing up 27 spots in fantasy is very impressive for projections there. And then I'm going to go Darnell Mooney, because he was wide receiver 54 coming into the season, and he is currently wide receiver 15 to end the regular season of fantasy. Did not see him breaking the top 50. Not even just top 30, top 50, whatever. You have Drake London. You have Kyle Pitts. You have Bijan Robinson. We expect those 3 to just feast on everything, but Darnell Mooney has really been a solid pass game for him. He has 57.
He might be why Kyle Pitts has struggled.
Yeah,
because he gets so many targets. Him and Ray McLeod.
Yeah. He's currently has 57 catches for 873 yards with 5 touchdowns. If you told me at the beginning of the season Darnell Mooney was going to go over 1,000 yards, I would have laughed. I would have not believed it. Would have not believed it. I know you have to have the pass catchers, but I would have not believed it. Would have not believed it.
Mhm. My two are Chase Brown. He started at RB 34, and right now is currently RB 11. I don't have stats on him, but he's been an explosive running back since he was starting to take the 1A to Zach Moss before Zach Moss got hurt, and after Zach Moss have gotten hurt, he reminds me of a poor man's Austin Eckler. He
Yeah,
scores a lot of touchdowns. He's a great receiving back. He's not that efficient running the ball. But he does. His yards per carry look really good because he's so explosive. Any play he can take to the house. So pretty impressive what he's done this year. And then my other one is JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, was supposed to be our wide receiver 37 was his ADP. He right now is wide receiver 8. Quietly, quietly a wide receiver 8. Very impressive. But he literally knocked out Tyler Lockett, and he's doing better than DK Metcalf this year with just consistency and how good he was. And it's good to see that he's having a breakout. I have him in the dynasty. I was a big GSN guy. I waited on him like 3 rounds. He was just sitting there.
yeah,
Every single round, people were taking him. Pretty excited to see what his future is because he's been talented.
yeah. I think the whole JSN thing is largely because he can actually run routes compared to DK. You know, that was one of DK's like
Yeah.
faults is DK's
Biggest
fast
fault.
and big and just fast and big, can't run routes really well. JSN runs very clean routes, and that's definitely, you know, and a lot of those big plays. I feel like he's gotten a lot of very big plays that I wasn't expecting from him with that, but yeah, some big standouts. Just that's why we gotta love the fantasy in the new year. Shit that happens. Uh, my two disappointments. I have CMC down, but he's like an easy one just because of injury. So I'm gonna do Michael Pittman. He's currently wide receiver 50, and he started with the ADP at wide receiver 10. I was not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I don't trust it with Anthony Richardson at quarterback. He currently has 550 yards and 2 touchdowns. Last year he had 4 or 5 touchdowns. He had over 1,000 receiving yards, like a good 1,000 receiving yards. That pass game has just been stagnant. And it's been all over the place. Alec Pierce has had games where he's got 60 plus yards. Donnie
Donnie
Mitchell was
Mitchell.
supposed to come in, and he's not putting up great numbers, but their just pass game is just so broken on that team that it's just
Downs.
yeah. You thought when Joe Flacco came in, it was going to change, but it really didn't. Like he didn't really do anything spectacular. Michael Pittman's stock should have rose, but it really didn't. And then my other disappointment is I know it's hard. It's because it's not normal for him. He's having a down year, and everybody knows that. But Patty Mahomes, he was projected to be quarterback 4. He's been a top 5 quarterback in the league. He's having a down season. Every quarterback has the right to have a down season. They only have one loss, so in terms of, it's a great time to have a down season if your team still only has one fucking loss. But he's currently quarterback 11. Being outside of the top 10, and you're Patty Mahomes, and you're arguably the greatest of all time, and not arguably, but you know what I'm saying, Chiefs Kingdom, and
Yeah.
you're supposed to dethrone Tom Brady someday, and you're just supposed to be this great quarterback, and you look at the record and you see one loss, Chiefs. Patty Mahomes must be balling out. He's really not. He's got 20 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, which I think his most ever is like 15, and we still have 5 weeks to play.
Mm.
And he's thrown for over 3,000 yards. He's at 3,189. But in terms of fantasy wise, he is not produced at all. Really, I imagine he's going to finish the season top 10. It's really not that far of a distance to be in the top 10 for him. But when you're guys like Josh Allen, Patty Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, even you guys are projected to be good with your teams and stats wise there, and people are expecting you to be good in fantasy. So
Yeah. My two are Zamir White, projected RB 23 and is currently RB 72. RB 72. think about if you took Zamir White, how far of a fall that is. That's fantasy losing stuff right there. RB23. But that that Raiders offense, passing wise, if you're anyone outside of Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers, has not been good.
Mhm.
I mean, you're talking about a mix of Alexander Madison, who people have been riding on, Amir Abdullah, McCormick. Like they've just been that offense are literally like if you can rush the ball efficiently, just take the ball and run it. They don't care who it
Yeah.
is. And Zamir White has struggled this year compared to what he looked like backing up Josh Jacobs. You thought he was going to be the clear number one. It's not so clear. Volume wasn't king for him. Now, if you're Rico Dowdle, he's what everyone thought Zamir White would be this year.
Yeah, I would agree
Um,
on that.
yeah, and then my next one is Deebo Samuel. He was drafted at wide receiver 15. He's wide receiver 48, and he's only missed like one game.
Yeah, another guy I wasn't going to touch with a 10-foot pole. Didn't trust it.
Just is not producing at the
If
level
you're
that
if,
you would.
if you're not
You
using
would.
Debo in the run game like they were before they had CMC, he's not worth it. And that contract that he has ruins that because why would they give him one when you have CMC and other I guess running backs like Jordan Mason who've stepped in and done well? Why do you want to?
Isaac Brendo too.
Yeah, why do you want to give him potentially Debo over three rushing touchdowns when anything after that he gets incentives, bonuses for? Why would you want to give him the ball and risk those chances now when he after that 1 year where he's like, oh, you're going to play me as a wide receiver running back, then you're going to pay me a little bit more for that. And yeah, Debo's just a guy I just don't trust in fantasy ever. I know last year he had those big games to help people, especially towards the end of the season and in playoffs. But man,
That's what people remember though, Skinny.
yeah, just not what I would have wanted to touch. And then you'd expect with Mr. Brandon going down, you'd think he'd step up, but it's really been Jawan Jennings and
Mm-hmm.
George Kittle. I mean, in the pass game. So hell, even Ricky Purcell probably come in and be getting more passes. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, college football playoffs is officially set. That was set Sunday before the noon games. Oregon has the first overall seed. Georgia got the number 2 seed. Boise State at the number 3 seed. Arizona State got in there representing the Big 12 at the number 4. And then the other conference winner was Clemson at the ACC at 12. So the first round matchups will have number 9 Tennessee play number 8 Ohio State. That'll be I'm excited for most of these games. I feel like they're going to be very good games. Tennessee at Ohio State, and then the winner of that would play Oregon. We have number 12 Clemson versus number 5 Texas. Whoever wins that would play Arizona State. Number 11 SMU, which I'm glad that they kept SMU in over Bama. It showed that they weren't going to, just because you lost the conference championship game, they weren't going to penalize you as much for that because it was either them or Bama for SMU, and they kept SMU in after they lost to Clemson, which I think if you're in a conference championship game, and even if you lose, depending on your record clearly, you probably should almost be guaranteed to be top 12 because you're the conference championship should have
The best of the best.
yeah, and the conference championship game itself, they lost by 3 to Clemson to a last second field goal. It's not like Clemson blew them out 50-4. It was competitive. I just feel like if a team that doesn't play, like Bama didn't play, like why are we punishing teams that are ahead of them? But we didn't, so they didn't. So SMU plays Penn State, who's the number 6 seed, and then Indiana is the number 10 seed playing number 7 Notre Dame. So those games are like next weekend, like the 20th, I think they start. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I like that. I didn't know if I was going to be a fan of the 12 team, but we'll see how it goes.
You're a big fan. I can't remember when did we do that draft? Did I have Penn State?
Dude, it's been so long.
Where is it at? I don't even know where the hell to find it at. When did we do that draft? I screenshot it. Sorry. I just wanted to look at it and see. I think that I had two teams in there, which is pretty good. Where
We
the
did
hell?
it back in August 23rd. It looks like.
August 23rd, you say?
Yeah.
Can you tell me who's on my team? I don't even see it.
No, I don't know. But college pick'ems. So for the regular season, last week I went 1-4. Marcus went 3-2. Finished 30. I finished 33-25. Marcus finished 30-28. So we both finished positive there. Marcus, you did it. You were getting a little close there. I'll keep this for regular season, and then like for the playoff bowl games, whatever, I'll have a separate record for that, just like I do the playoffs for us. And then regular season currently, for our pick'ems, last week was a terrible week for me because I decided to pick some. I picked like 4 or 5 upsets that I probably shouldn't have, but I was just you got to go for gold sometimes, all right. And I went 6-7 because of that. So I'm 129-89. Marcus went 10-3, so he's 148-70. I learned that
Oh, so I'm a 2-1 now officially.
yeah, yeah, because you don't go for the upsets. You're out here picking the safe picks. You're like open for the best. Well, I mean like I'm 129-89. As long as I fucking finish over 500, I don't give a fuck. So I'll take some of these gambles. Do you have your picks, or do I have to write them down again?
No, I got my picks
Okay.
this week, so I
All
got
right.
it.
All right. So we have no more buys. Everybody's playing. We got a Thursday and 2 Monday nights this week. So go.
Damn right.
Let's go.
Thursday, December 12th. Today, once this video airs, the Rams play the San Francisco 49ers, and I'm taking the Niners, baby. It's hard not to pick the Rams, but divisional game, I just feel like the Niners got it.
Yeah, I went the Rams. They're what are they, half game, 1 game behind first place in that division. They look good. I mean, they just did what they did to the Bills. I think with some of these injuries, especially at running back, the San Francisco 49ers, who identify as a running team, it's going to be a bigger hit than people think. And then you still don't
forget about Debo, though.
But you still don't have Williams. I think he's still out too. So give me the Rams.
Okay. Sunday, December 15th. The Kansas City Chiefs take on the Cleveland Browns. Give me the Chiefs.
I really want to take the Browns just because I think their pass rush is gonna. It seems like every team that has a pass rush can get to Mahomes this year very easily. Like his line has not been playing well, but it's Cleveland, so just give me Kansas City.
The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Tennessee Titans. Give me Cincy.
Since he's gonna win out, make the playoffs somehow. It's bound to happen. Give me Cincy.
The Commanders versus the New Orleans Saints.
Derek Carr's out. You don't have your wide receiver 1. Your team's broken besides Alvin Kamara. Give me the Washington Commanders.
I agree. The Baltimore Ravens versus New York Giants. Give me the Ravens.
Give me the Ravens. You're 17-point favorites to fucking win. Don't fuck this
better
up.
Win.
Yeah, don't fuck this up.
The Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers. Give me the Cowboys. I really think Rico Dowdle is going. They're finding ways to get it to CeeDee Lamb. Carolina has been playing better. I just don't see them winning it.
Yeah. They played the Bengals tough. They almost beat the Bengals besides that block punt that happened, which I think the rule book might need to be changed a little bit with block punts because it just doesn't make any sense with if it gets blocked and then you're the first one to touch it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's weird at that point compared to like if it wasn't blocked. But give me Dallas. I just think that they've been able to play competitive football at least. So, and yeah. Carolina's offense isn't as good.
The New York Jets versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Give me the Jets.
Give me the Jets, but every fucking time I take the Jets, they fucking lose. So
I think this week they got it though. That's an easy matchup. They don't lose this, me and G's. The Miami Dolphins versus the Houston Texans. Give me the Texans.
Texans kind of need to turn it around. They can't suffer. They're a couple games over 500. They need to win. Give me the Texans at home. This is a start to get some things turned around for them.
Mm-hmm. The Indianapolis Colts versus the Denver Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, give me Denver.
The Buffalo Bills versus Detroit. This is a hard game to pick. But I'm taking Detroit. Detroit looks like the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo. You just lost that. You just lost that nitty gritty match with the Rams, and Josh Allen will be the MVP for a reason.
Here's the thing: it'd be good for Minnesota for them to lose. Detroit's been good. Detroit's been good.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. Detroit has. Detroit has been fucking good, and I kind of don't want to take the Buffalo, but like at the same time, it's like
this game is going to have a lot of fantasy implications. I just want to know, like, this
fantasy. It's going to also have playoff thing, like implications too. Still, I mean,
Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm going to take the Eagles because, of course,
you don't want to though. You don't want to. Dude, Steelers are playing winning football.
The Steelers' defense is just so goddamn fucking good, and the Eagles' defense has been good, but like, fuck,
not that good. Not that good.
Not as good as the Steelers.
The New England Patriots versus the Arizona Cardinals. I will take Arizona again, begrudgingly, but I will take them at home. Hopefully, they can get something done.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cardinals too.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the LA Chargers. Give me Tampa.
I'm taking the Chargers. Dude, their defense is
favored.
Yeah, their defenses look super fucking good. They're getting a solid pass rush. Justin Herbert's having fun and balling out. They're gonna do it. Give me the Chargers.
The Green Bay Packers versus the Seattle Seahawks. Give me the Packers, but I'm wary of this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Packers too, and like we were discussing earlier, yeah, it's just one of those games you just don't want to touch the NFC West teams.
What's the Green Bay? The Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings on Monday, December 16th. Give me Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Minnesota. Chicago's a dumpster fire.
They are. Then the Atlanta Falcons versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Give me the Falcons. Kirk Cousins is going to come out and have 3 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. Start making up for those last couple games.
Kirk Cousins better win a game because if not, it's Michael Penix Jr. time. So maybe Atlanta wasn't that dumb. Well, they were dumb. Yeah. Either way, they're dumb. They drafted a 25-year-old quarterback in the first round, or signing Kirk Cousins, or they signed Kirk Cousins and had the quarterback of their future. So we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And then these games like that Monday night, you got 4 people playing. So, like I said, I got to be up by at least 75 points to feel comfortable coming into Monday Night Football. Otherwise, I mean, I'll still be sweating the whole fucking time because any of your players could drop at least 30 to 40.
Because I'm playing the Vikings defense. Because I don't have a choice.
Yeah, you're playing the Vikings defense. You have JJ, you have Bijan, and they're all favorable matchups. Like, my biggest thing is
JJ had his worst game against Chicago. But here's the thing: I feel like because he did, they might try to get him the ball more, which I'm hoping for. But we'll see.
That, and you kind of have to respect Jordan Addison a little bit more with how he's been balling out.
Yeah.
So I can just only hope that we can, I can be up 75 points coming into that night, at least, because they're projected 57. Give the leeway of give or take an extra 5 to 10. That 75 makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. If I'm up 100, I'll be even happier. But dude, what if you came in down 100 fucking points into Monday Night Football?
What if I came in 100 and they scored 130 points?
I would be so. First
Would you
off,
be depressed?
I'm probably gonna be asleep by the time the Las Vegas Atlanta game fucking ends. So, because it doesn't start till
Here's
seven
the thing.
thirty, like it's
It,
later.
it cannot be as crazy as once I beat your dad by 1 point to make it like this ring. The amount of things that had to go right for me in 2022 is
And
fucking
you say
insane.
I'm lucky with like, first off, I had to tie or beat Austin to get you in the playoffs, which we
Yes.
tied. I should have
And then
I should have just
I
fucking
think I
purposely
just
tanked.
shit on. I think I shit on Skylar the first round of the playoffs. Like
Yeah,
I think I
because
just
that's usually
put him.
how it went for some reason. Whenever you
Yeah,
played
and then
Skyler,
yeah. Which he did beat me this year, but I also kind of fucked him because I won and he didn't make it to playoffs. So, but and he didn't win his game. But it's weird. It's one of the. It's like me versus you. But then your dad in the championship game, I won because of a last second, didn't matter, Austin Eckler touchdown. I was down by 5 points, and Austin Eckler rushed it in for a touchdown at the end of the game. And it was like one that like they were up kind of big. The Chargers were just destroying them. He scored, skinny. The amount of like joy I had in my heart at that point because I didn't sleep, dude. Like it was one of those times where it was like really close. Like I was like it was like 10:30 at night. I didn't go to bed till like 12 that night. I was just so giddy and happy. I was like, please don't have any point or stat corrections or anything like that, please, for the love of God, because like that, oh God, that
yeah,
was.
I'm gonna probably be asleep by the time those games are over, most likely, because I usually am. So I'll wake up Tuesday morning and either I'll probably have a message from you. Is my guess. There's gonna be a fucking message. And then
Yeah.
the first thing I will open is my fantasy. I'm not even gonna look at shit. I will go straight to fantasy football and be like, am I waking up happy? Am I waking up sad? Because like the biggest one is if I'm only up like 30 or 40 points, uh, Monday night, I'm not even gonna fucking watch the game. I'm not putting the games on. I'm gonna go to bed that night. Not even,
That's what I do.
not
That's what
even
I do.
fucking stressing about it. Because I know if I'm gonna stress, I'm not gonna sleep well. I'm just gonna go to fucking bed and
Yeah.
wake up. If it's closer than I want it to be, I'm not even gonna watch the games. If it's still like I'm, 60 points ahead or something, I'll put the games on and probably watch till halftime, and then I'll go to bed. But if it's too close, I'm not even gonna fucking turn it on and just hope that the fantasy gods are cool, Like I'm not gonna be like you and hope that an injury happens, because that's what you fucking do. But or somebody to die or something. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna hope that the fantasy gods are like, hey, we're gonna
Hey,
we're gonna chill
you
on somebody.
can't you can't make that shit up that happened though
Bro,
either. You
that
cannot, because you will never forget that, because I said that too.
yes,
I was like, dude, I
yeah.
need someone to die.
You
I
need
need I need a miracle. I need someone to die. And you know what happened?
somebody
Wow, someone
did.
died.
Yeah. It
But they live.
yeah, it fuck, dude. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, I just know that if it's 40 points or less, I'm not watching the games and I'm just gonna go to bed. And if it's like 75 or more or whatever, I don't know. That 40 to like 75, I don't know yet. I'll feel like how I'm feeling, but if it's 75 or more, I'll at least watch the games and be like, all right, I think I got this. I think I got this. But I'll still only watch the halftime. So, um, fuck.
Cal Pitts 30 points, I'd be so happy.
Bro, I have him in other leagues, and the leagues that I have him in, I don't fucking give a shit. Like, because I'm on a bye, so it doesn't really fucking matter for the most part. But at the same time, I'm like, it'd be nice to see him, get a little involved.
Have some live.
Yeah,
Be live.
but I might have to fucking start playing Andrews over him or something. I don't know. But that's our episode. Thank you for tuning in. If everybody, good luck in your first rounds, or I guess week twos, depending on how your fucking leagues do it. Most people, it's first rounds. If you play this week, if you got the buys, congratulations. And I got 2 of them, so the other 2 I'm fighting for spots. Congratulations. These next 3 weeks are going to be fun because I have 4 chances to win leagues and probably not going to win a fucking single one like I normally normally do. So Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Anywhere you get
No,
your
no.
podcast needs.
X.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.